The official publication of Iraq's budget in the National Gazette has sent a wave of anticipation, excitement, and speculation across the nation and beyond. For decades, Iraq has been at the center of global economic discussions, largely because of its rich oil reserves. Its turbulent political history and its unique position in Middle Eastern geopolitics. The Iraqi dinar IQD, once one of the strongest currencies in the region, lost much of its value after years of war, sanctions, instability, and corruption. Citizens who once remembered the dinar being traded at favorable rates saw it gradually decline, while the US dollar became the dominant currency in daily transactions. But now, with the official budget entering into legal force through the Gazette, Iraq is standing at the crossroads of a major economic transformation. The much-discussed revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. The concept of a revaluation is not new for Iraq. For years, rumors of an impending change in the currency's value have circulated in both local and international financial circles. Investors across the globe have kept a close watch, speculating that one day the Iraqi government would stabilize its economy and bring the dinar back to a stronger, more competitive level against global currencies. However, many of these discussions remained in the realm of speculation. What makes the current development different is the legal confirmation. Once the budget is officially published in the Gazette, it is no longer just political talk or parliamentary approval, it becomes enforceable law. This shift moves the revaluation conversation from being a possibility to becoming an officially locked-in economic reality. The introduction of this budget has immense importance for several reasons. Firstly, it lays out the government's fiscal priorities for the upcoming year, including allocations for salaries, subsidies, reconstruction, defense, and social welfare. Secondly, it provides a transparent framework for revenue distribution, particularly in relation to Iraq's oil exports, which constitute more than 90% of state income. Thirdly, and most significantly, for ordinary citizens and foreign investors alike, it sets the stage for stabilizing the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. For Iraqis who have long struggled with inflation, salary imbalances, and dependency on the dollar, the revaluation offers a promise of restored national pride and purchasing power. For foreign investors, it represents a unique opportunity to engage with a rising economy that is emerging from decades of financial and political challenges. Understanding the significance of this Gazette publication requires us to place it within the broader context of Iraq's history. For decades, Iraq has been labeled a sleeping giant in the global economy. Its natural resources, particularly oil, have always held the potential to make it one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Yet political instability, foreign interventions, corruption, and weak institutions have consistently prevented the country from realizing this potential. The publication of the budget in the Gazette is therefore more than a bureaucratic step. It symbolizes Iraq's attempt to reassert its sovereignty and economic independence. Furthermore, the implications of this revaluation are not limited to Iraq alone. Global financial markets, especially those in the Middle East, will be closely monitoring how Iraq handles this delicate process. Neighboring countries that trade with Iraq could see new shifts in import-export balances, while international oil companies may find renewed confidence in conducting transactions directly in dinars. Instead of relying on the US dollar, this has the potential to gradually Iraq's role in the regional economy and beyond. For the average Iraqi citizen, however, the revaluation carries an even deeper meaning. It is about more than numbers on an exchange rate board. It is about dignity, pride, and hope. Many Iraqis have long believed that their nation's currency does not reflect the true value of their country's resources or potential. The Gazette publication, which formally enforces the budget and the government's monetary strategies, now signals a fresh beginning. It is a chance for Iraqis to dream of a future where their money once again holds value, where salaries stretch further, and where opportunities for prosperity are not limited by unstable financial systems. In summary, The official publication of Iraq's budget in the Gazette marks the opening of a new chapter in the nation's economic journey. It validates years of speculation, confirms the government's commitment to reform, and sets the stage for a revaluation that could reshape both Iraq's domestic economy and its global standing. While challenges undoubtedly remain, the symbolic and practical significance of this step cannot be overstated. Iraq has, in essence, declared to the world, "We are ready to take control of our economic future." The official publication of Iraq's budget in the National Gazette has become a landmark in the country's turbulent economic journey. For decades, Iraq has carried the weight of its wars, sanctions, oil dependency, and political instability. And its currency, the Iraqi dinar, IQD, has mirrored these ups and downs. Once among the strongest in the Middle East during the oil boom of the 1970s. The dinar collapsed during the Iran-Iraq War, the Gulf War, and years of international sanctions. Inflation and poverty eroded citizens' trust, while the US dollar slowly became dominant in everyday trade. Although Iraq continued to generate billions from oil exports, corruption, weak governance, and missed opportunities prevented its economy from stabilizing. The publication of the budget in the Gazette today, however, represents not just a legal step, but a declaration that Iraq is ready to reassert control over its finances and embark on a new era of monetary reform. The Gazette publication is critical because it gives the budget full legal force, making it binding on all state institutions. Unlike parliamentary debates or political promises, Gazette publication means the measures within the budget are no longer negotiable, they must be implemented. This strengthens investor confidence and signals to both domestic and international markets that Iraq's economic roadmap is official and enforceable. For the revaluation of the dinar, this is the moment where speculation turns into reality. What was once seen as a rumor or investor hype is now backed by a document with legal authority. Revaluation itself carries immense implications. It is not the same as redenomination changing the face value of bank, but rather a deliberate adjustment in the currency's value to better reflect Iraq's true economic strength. For ordinary Iraqis, this means stronger purchasing power, more affordable imports, and potentially lower inflation. For businesses, it could mean easier access to capital and a more reliable environment for trade. For the government, it signals a chance to rebuild trust in national institutions and reduce dependency on the US dollar. The impact of this decision stretches beyond Iraq's borders. Global forex traders, neighboring countries that rely on Iraqi imports, and international oil companies are all watching closely. If Iraq successfully stabilizes the dinar, it may begin conducting more oil transactions directly in its national currency, gradually shifting trade patterns in the Middle East. This could reduce dollar dominance in the region and open new opportunities for Iraq as a trading partner. For foreign investors, the Gazette-backed revaluation offers a once-in-a-generation chance to engage with a rising economy rich in resources and positioned at the heart of the region. However, challenges cannot be ignored. Political instability, corruption, bureaucratic inefficiency, and security concerns remain real, threats to Iraq's progress. A revalued dinar will not magically solve these issues. Rather, it will test the government's ability to implement reforms effectively. Without continued efforts to diversify the economy away from oil, strengthen the banking sector, and ensure transparency, the revaluation risks being only a temporary boost instead of a long-term transformation. Yet, despite these challenges, the mood in Iraq is shifting. Citizens see the Gazette publication as a new beginning, a step that restores dignity and pride to the national currency. For many Iraqis, the dinar is more than just paper. It is a reflection of their identity and resilience. Its rise symbolizes hope after decades of loss for the global community. Iraq's commitment to locking its budget into law signals that the country is serious about reform and stability. In conclusion, the publication of Iraq's budget in the Gazette has turned years of speculation into a concrete reality. The dinar revaluation is no longer a distant dream, it is officially part of Iraq's economic framework. While the path ahead is filled with obstacles, the symbolism of this step is powerful. Iraq is reclaiming its financial sovereignty, restoring confidence in its economy, and inviting the world to recognize its potential once again. The Gazette has marked the dawn of a new era for Iraq and its people, one where the dinar may finally rise to reflect the the true strength of the nation behind it.